What is up, everyone? My name is Jack Southall, back again with another video, and today it is my WWE Monday Night Raw review for April the 4th, 2016. Of course, it is the most exciting Raw of the year. It is the Raw after WrestleMania, and boy did we get a fucking show tonight, man. There are so many things I want to talk about in this video and all that about what happened on Raw. Of course, this is the final video of my WrestleMania week. By the way, my WrestleMania 32 review currently has around over 200 views, so thank you to everyone that's been watching me and to everyone that has been following me in this. And yeah, let's not muck around. Let's get straight into the show. So, we opened up with a promo, surprise, surprise. Of course, the crowd is hot, and we start with the commentators hyping up WrestleMania week, and JBL saying, "They're just having fun, Michael." And we had Vinnie Mac come out, and the entire crowd singing his song. It's a catchy song, I do say. And Mr. McMahon is just putting over WrestleMania with the indoor attendance record and breaking all these records and blah, 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 blah. And he says, unfortunately, we have a new world champion. Yes, unfortunately, I'll get to that later on. And that his son-in-law and daughter aren't feeling good, that's why they're not there tonight. And he says he took control of the lockbox this morning, so bring up the lockbox. So what's that all about? And he says, you know, Shane, I got to give props to my son Shane, even though he did one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. That's what Vinnie Mac was saying, and that he had no idea that his son would risk his life to achieve his goal, and that he's so foolish. And he's interrupted by a chant, and I think it was like better than Roman, I think that was the chant. And he says, you know, oh, this is a crazy crowd, you know, I'm completely ignoring the fans, ha, you know, typical Vinnie Mac. And then here comes the money. Shane McMahon decides to walk out. Of course, he's just barely walking. I don't know how the fuck he's still walking. He jumped off a goddamn 20-foot Hell in a Cell and nearly killed himself, for Christ's sakes, in front of his children, of all things. I mean, oh my god. And then Vince is like, you have no business being here. Shane says to the fans, thank you, and you know, thank you for having me these last few weeks, and that I am leaving. And then Vince is like, wait, no one upstages me, and you know how ridiculous and crazy it is if you were to run Monday Night Raw and you actually won. And then a loud yes chant goes out, and then like the crowd's chanting, let him run it, and all that. And Vince is like, oh, you think you can run Raw? You think you can run Raw? Go ahead, fine, do it, just go. I don't give a shit. And then he just leave. Shane's like, alright, this is awesome. So Shane McMahon is running Monday Night Raw, which makes last night's match completely fucking pointless, you know. He was just gonna run Raw anyway, so who gives a shit. But yeah, there was just a bit of a silly thing in between those matches, but you know, I'm fine with it. Seeing Shane run Raw, it was pretty fucking cool. And right after that, we get The New Day, who's pretty much saying that these guys were over is a massive understatement. The fans loved The New Day, you know, they were coming out, did their typical stuff, and you know, holding up one of the bootios from last night in like a Lion King thing, like Savannah and all that, which is pretty cool. And they did the WWE World say, you know, when they shake their hips, and they didn't even say it, you know, they got the fans saying it for them, so that was pretty awesome. And then we get back from commercial, and Lillian Garcia is getting down with The New Day, and then the League of Personality then comes out. So we had for the tag team titles, actually. So it was, I believe, Sheamus and King Barrett who was wrestling for the League of Nations. This was a okay match to open up the show. Of course, New Day retained, thank God. But then right afterwards, Sheamus got on the mic and says, you know, every team has that one weak link, and then they stare right at Wade Barrett. They get him up, and Sheamus hits the bro kick, and it's pretty safe to say that King Barrett is now out of the League of Nations. So, how I feel about that, it's pretty interesting, you know, to see King Barrett out. There have been rumors going around that he may be potentially leaving when his contract's up in June, I think. But yeah, I wasn't really that shocked by it, really, because we all knew it was going to happen. But yeah, it's nice to see something happening with the League of Nations. I don't think they're going much places anyway. But the White family showed up and from out of nowhere, and they pretty much beat the shit out of the League of Nations. You know, they did the Sister Abigail on him, and it was pretty shocking, you know, to see the Wyatt family come out after being, you know, pretty much buried by The Rock and John Cena. And so this could be a potential face turn for the Wyatt family. I don't know, you know, this could be very interesting. I'd like to see the Wyatts as baby faces. It'd be pretty cool. Go after, you know, heel teams, and I think this could be the fire that needs to be lit under the Wyatt family. So yeah, very interesting. Then we get Renee Young backstage with Vince. Vince is about to get out in his limousine, and she says to him, okay, why did you let Shane in control? Are you going to be there tonight? And Vince is leaving because it's going to be a disaster, and not because of his confidence in Shane. And then he tells Renee, this is only temporary. So yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe it has something to do with the Lot Bucks. We'll see. Then we get Summer Rae cutting a bland heel promo and said, oh, Sasha Banks effed up last night in a triple threat match, and then Sasha Banks came out, massive pop from the crowd, and then she's like, bitch, I am the boss. Slapped her right in the face, and they had a match. Sasha beats her easily, and yeah, awesome to see Sasha kick the shit out of Summer Rae. Then we get Tyler Breeze taking on the debuting Apollo Crews from NXT, and believe it or not, they actually announced it like right before, which was pretty weird because usually they just surprise us with it. But you know, seeing Apollo Crews out there was awesome. This guy, he's going places. You know, I mean, he's got everything that makes a superstar. He's got a fantastic physique. You know, he's an incredible athlete. You know, he could be pretty charismatic, you know, if he has enough time on the mic, you know, but I'm very excited with Apollo Crews, and I cannot wait to see what they do with him in the future. And then we get the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion,
Big Top Dog,
Roman Reigns, in the building, and all you can hear is boo! Like, oh my god, these fans hated him. And then JBL goes back to saying, they're just having fun, Michael. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. They're not having fun. They are not having fun. And then they say, and then Reigns gets the microphone and pretty much says, wait, I'm not a bad guy, but I'm not a good guy. I'm the guy. And so, alright, I guess. At least he wasn't saying suffer and succotash or tater tots or anything. And then he pretty much says, you know what, I'm ready to fight tonight, so I want anyone to come out here, and if you want to shot at my world title, come out right now, let's see what we can do. So who decides to answer the call? Chris Jericho comes out and pretty much tells the fans, shut up you idiots, and then they chanted, we are idiots. Man, if you enjoyed getting insulted, then by all means go for it. But if Jericho called me an idiot, I'd just, I don't know, kick him in the dick or something. I don't know. I probably wouldn't do that. But anyway, AJ Styles then comes out, and then it's Kevin Owens coming out, and then it's Sami Zayn coming out, and everyone pretty much wants the Big Top Dogs title, and they're looking at each other. Owen and Sami immediately just fight with each other, and then we get a big four-way beat up, and Styles turns to Reigns, and then like he turns back around, Jericho dumps on the floor, fans boo Chris Jericho as he's talking trash, and he turns around and gets a spear by Roman Reigns. Reigns hits with posing with the title, and you just keep hearing the boos coming. So poor Roman, he's not getting over tonight, no way in hell. And then he walks backstage, and Shane's at the back, and he says to him, okay, tonight's main event will be a fatal 4-way number 1 contenders match for your world title, and involves the 4 guys that came out in the segment: Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and AJ Styles. fuck yes, mate. Then we get the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner, Baron Corbin, taking on Dolph Ziggler. Alright match, you know, but how it ended was in a double count out after Corbin pretty much threw Ziggler to the outside where the crowd was and just pretty much beat the shit out of him. And then he did like the friggin', was it the end of days on the concrete, which was pretty insane. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Baron Corbin. Judging by the type of wrestler he is, I would not be surprised if he gets pushed. He's a big guy. We all know Vince loves his big guys, and yeah, you know, I wish the best for Corbin, and I hope he does really well. Then we get the Intercontinental Champion, Zack Ryder, making his way to the ring, and he says that last night was the greatest night of his life, and then he finally had his WrestleMania moment, and it shows a photo of him as a kid with Razor Ramon holding his Intercontinental title, and it shows a photo of him last night with Razor holding his Intercontinental title. So that was a pretty good feel-good moment. And then The Miz came out. And The Miz, who I admit is a fantastic heel, pretty much calls him a one-hit wonder and all that, and pretty much says that he's shit and that he should have a shot at his IC title, and they decide, yeah, alright, and they have a match for the Intercontinental title. So, yeah, alright match. Pretty much Miz got in Zack Ryder's dad's face, and by the way, that guy is jacked up, and I believe I'm pretty sure Zack's dad may have hit the Miz, I don't know. And then right after that we get Maurice, who we haven't seen in God knows how long, since in 5-6 years we haven't seen her. She jumps over the barricade and she's not happy because she just saw her man pretty much get slapped or something, I don't know. And she goes up to Zack's dad and slaps him in the face. Now, of course, Zack Ryder gets distracted, Miz gets the roll up, and no, he gets a skull crushing finale, and he wins the Intercontinental Championship. Really? The Miz, the fucking Miz, IC champion again. Oh my god, couldn't this just be like Mania 29 all over again, like when the Miz won the IC title and he just dropped it to Barrett the next night? Why couldn't it be like that, where the Miz had a chance to win and he just loses? It was pretty stupid, but you know, I think this is gonna have to lead to a feud. There is no way in hell Zack Ryder can go, oh yeah, Maurice just slapped my dad and I lost my IC title just the night after winning it. You know, I'll be fine. I can just move on to jobbing on superstars. No, Zack Ryder's going to be pissed, and I hope we see a feud between those two, because I think they can put on some pretty good matches. Then we decide to get Lita is in the ring with some of the female wrestlers, and there's the women's title on it, and she talks about the women who've paved the way for the industry and all that stuff, and the fans start chanting, you know, women's wrestling and all that. And then Charlotte comes out, and she with her dad, and pretty much says, you know, thank you for letting me win the title, and of course I'm better than all of the other female peasants and all that. And all of them just go, oh, fuck you, and decide to leave. All of them except Natalya. And Natalya's like, you know what, Charlotte, I'm sick of your shit, mate. You know, you need to be taught a lesson in humility, and I won't hesitate in teaching you something. And then they mention, you know, their families and who's better than who. And then Natalya then attacks Charlotte, hits a sharpshooter on her, but Flair pretty much grabs Charlotte out of safety. And it looks like we're going to have a Natalya versus Charlotte feud, which I'm all down for. You know, Natalya, I think, is a great female wrestler, and so is Charlotte. You know, I know she's not the most popular wrestler. Like, I was looking at the comments section. I remember, like, last year, remember during the Slammy Awards where they were giving out, like, Diva of the Year and all that? I was looking through the comments, and people were saying some horrible stuff about Charlotte. I don't know what people's problem is about Charlotte. I know she's a heel and all that. People are supposed to hate her, but Jesus Christ. So, moving on from that, we ended up getting like all promos from all of the participants in the Fatal 4-Way match. So yeah, and then we get this weird vignette from Puerto Rico with Primo and Epico. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this team. They seem to be getting repackaged all the freaking time, like a bad Christmas present, you know. And then it looks like the Los Matadores gimmick is done good. Then we get a tables match between the Usos and the Dudley Boyz, and it wasn't that interesting, to be honest. Dudley Boyz win this match, and they put Usos through the tables and all that, and that's because Usos were going to go for a splash like they did last night. Dudley's moved out of the way and they crash through the table and they win, so fine enough. And then Bubba Ray put like one of the Usos through a table, and it's like, now you call the bell and all that. And so we get a backstage interview with Sami Zayn, and he talks about how people never thought he'd be in WWE, and WrestleMania was going to be the biggest night of his career. And then out of nowhere, Kevin Owens just beats the shit out of Sami Zayn, power bombs him through a table and all that. And the rumors were going around on the interwebs that Sami Zayn potentially injured himself, which, God, I hope it's not true. Hopefully it's just all for show, because that would suck, man. Then we get the Dudleys are still out there, and then we get Enzo and Big Cass from NXT. We have been speculating all night, when's Enzo and Big Cass gonna get here? And then they finally got here. By the way, Enzo's hair just fucking beautiful. And so he does his, my name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified, you know how it goes, and can't teach that. How you doing chants going all over the place. And that he pretty much, they just roast the Dudley Boyz for a bit, and then he says, come on, come and fight us, dog, and all that. And so Dudley Boyz is like, oh, okay, let's go. And then like, nah, then fuck off again. And of course, they only had one word to describe the Dudley Boyz, and it is SAWFT, soft. And so are we gonna get a Dudley Boyz versus Enzo and Cass feud, which I'm all down for. I mean, talk about a way to debut against the greatest team of all time. So yeah, not bad, Enzo and Big Cass. I hope you do fucking incredible on the main roster. Also, we found out that the Vaudevillains were going to debut on SmackDown. That's weird. Also, anyway, we get our main event, Fatal 4-Way number 1 contenders match between Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, and AJ Styles. Of course, Sami Zayn wasn't in it because he was taken out by Kevin Owens. And we're like, who's going to be the fourth man? And I was worrying, oh, please let me Cena, please let me Cena. And then we find out that the fourth man is Cesaro. He returned tonight. Holy shit, I was so happy for him to come back. I had missed him since Survivor Series, you know, and now to finally see him was just so awesome, and he killed it tonight. You know, he was doing the uppercuts. He took Jericho for a bit of a swing, and this was a great, you know, just an absolutely cracker main event. And so we ended up getting the ending bit here. You know, Jericho and AJ kind of fight for a bit. Jericho picked up Styles, talked a bit of trash to him, probably saying, "You're a stupid idiot," and all that. And then Styles just beats the crap out of Jericho, hits the Styles Clash, but Jericho doesn't kick out of this one, and AJ Styles wins, and he is the number 1 contender. Holy shit, we are getting Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles for the world title. Now, they didn't say if this was going to be on a future episode of Raw or anything, or this will probably be at Payback, at the Payback pay-per-view. But yeah, you know, congratulations AJ Styles. You deserve it pretty much just about more than anyone on that roster, dude. Very proud of you. And yeah, this is how we're gonna wrap up this episode review. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you did, comment down below what you thought of this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. You'll be glad you did. Twitter and Instagram is at JackmanLove31. And I want to say a big thank you and a shout out to Mr. Edge TV and the 5-8 for giving me shout outs on their channel. And I know this is a bit late, but thank you to Grossi for giving me a shout out like back in December. Sorry I didn't thank you, dude. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching my WrestleMania week. I've had a blast recording, you know, every moment of this week. And I'll see you guys soon. And I am out in 3, 2, 1.